Forest Love and Mountain Love, which is an international green humanity organization. The United Nations non-governmental organization FLOENG focuses on carbon neutrality in response to climate change, protecting the global environment, and providing volunteer services and humanitarian practice activities for those in need. An Economic and Social Council FLOENG is an economic and social council that has been active since 2021, with a special consultative status from the UN Economic and Social Council. In June 2021, the Committee on Non-Governmental Organization recommended that the Forest Love and Mountain Love FLOENG be given the special consultative status necessary to act as a non-governmental organization, followed by the UN Economic and Social Council's final endorsement in July 2021. Subsequently, the UN Economic and Social Council officially notified that FLOENG has been given the special consultative status through its official letter of September 30, 2021, announcing its privileges and duties as a non-governmental organization. And on December 2021, a non-governmental organization, FLOENG, held the official inauguration ceremony at the National Assembly of the Republic of Korea and began its full-fledged activities as a non-governmental organization. As a non-governmental organization, FLOENG strives to achieve the UN's Sustainable Development Goals. Sustainable Development Goals, a common task for mankind. Sustainable Development Goals are an agenda that was resolved to be achieved by 2030 at the 17th UN General Assembly in 2015. The Sustainable Development Goals are the common 17 goals of mankind to realize the ideology of sustainable development, with the slogan "Leave no one behind." Sustainable Development Goals presents 17 goals and 169 detailed goals for humanity in 5 areas: human, earth, prosperity, peace and partnership, and can be summarized in 5 words that begins English: planet, people, prosperity, peace and partnership. First, planet. Currently, the earth is getting hotter and hotter, entering the era of global boiling after global warming, and the entire planet is suffering from climate change. Due to the heat wave and heavy rain, big rain damages as well as large forest fires occurred, causing numerous property and human casualties in Canada and Hawaii. In the United States, heavy snow and cold weather are also frequent in winter, and glaciers in the polar region and the Alps are melting, thereby raising sea levels. So to cope with climate change globally, we are trying to prevent global temperatures from rising over 1.5 degrees Celsius compared to before the Industrial Revolution. And this is an effort to accomplish 2050 net zero of carbon emission. By 2030, each country is required to present and implement a target value for reducing carbon emissions, which is the nationally determined contribution, which Korea presents 40 and strives to implement. 46 in Japan, 50 in the United States, 60 in Europe. A non-governmental organization, FLOENG, is trying to save the planet and respond to climate change for the 2050 carbon neutrality. The first thing is to preserve the forest. The forest absorbs carbon dioxide and releases the oxygen that people need to breathe. The forest also absorbs and preserves water when it rains, and it releases water in times of drought, which helps a lot when floods and droughts. It also provides wood, many precious herbal medicines, and a place to heal the emotions of modern people under various stresses. Therefore, preventing forest fires, collecting forest waste, and restoring devastated forests are very important to protect forests. FLOENG is striving to protect the forests by conducting forest fire prevention campaigns and forest waste collection activities twice a month to preserve the forest while carrying out plugging activities. Here, plugging is an environmental protection movement that also picks up trash while exercising, such as jogging, hiking, and walking. The second important thing for environmental protection is renewable energy generation and energy conservation, and enhancing efficiency in energy consumption. Oil, the main culprit of carbon emission. It is important to generate renewable energy instead of fossil energy, such as coal and oil. Renewable energy such as solar and wind power should be developed by replacing fossil fuels. In particular, global big companies such as Apple and Tesla and Samsung Electronics have declared 100% practice these days. And it is more necessary to develop renewable energy because they require the use of renewable energy in the production process. In addition, energy conservation and enhancing efficiency in energy consumption are needed. To save energy, we should continue to make efforts to reduce energy waste in production in real life by unplugging when we are not using electronic appliances and managing the temperature of the cooling and heating devices. We can also save up to 30% of energy consumption in building management. As a third way to reduce carbon emissions, it is necessary to promote resource circulation such as waste recycling. For example, it is desirable to promote resource circulation by recycling discarded plastic to make eco-friendly materials and recycling food waste as fertilizer. As management of companies is needed as the fourth alternative for reducing carbon emissions, as it stands for environmental, social, and governance, which means companies are pursuing sustainable development. In terms of environmental, social, and governance, each element contains the following. First, environmental means that companies focus on sustainable environmental management, including renewable energy use, to minimize carbon emissions from production and business operation. Second, social means that companies should consider social values, such as protecting labor relations and customer rights, while fulfilling their social responsibilities and contributing to society. Third, governance evaluates whether a company's governance system is appropriate, such as whether the company's management, structure, and operation are transparent and ethical, and whether the role and responsibilities of the board are properly performed, as it is seen as an important indicator for investors and social stakeholders who aim to create long-term value and sustainable management. Companies can create social value and pursue sustainable management by developing and managing strategies based on ASU factors. As a fifth measure for carbon neutrality, it is very important for anyone to implement the tasks of reducing carbon emissions in their daily lives. For example, to refrain from using disposable items such as disposable paper cups or plastic bags, carry shopping baskets such as eco bags, and carrying tumblers and carrying handkerchiefs instead of disposable tissues are desirable. It is very important to use public transportation, such as the bus and subway, or to walk or ride a bicycle in daily life instead of riding a car. Small daily practices contribute to the realization of carbon neutrality and save the earth and human life from the crisis of climate change. The second is people. Although we are better off than in the past, there are still many people who are in need, not only domestically, but also globally. There are still many people who do not yet have the minimum living conditions necessary as human beings. A non-governmental organization, LoveENG, continues to provide free meal sharing services to vulnerable groups such as the homeless and elderly living alone, and also provides emergency disaster support activities to help those suffering from domestic and foreign disaster situations. We supported victims who lost their homes and properties due to strong forest fires on the East Coast in 2022. Also supported victims of flood damage due to heavy rains in 2023. Internationally, for the people suffering from the Ukrainian war in 2022 and Turkey earthquake in 2023, emergency relief support was provided for the elderly and the weak in cooperation with the Korean Red Cross and the International Red Cross Federation. The third is prosperity. A non-governmental organization, LoveENG, seeks to avoid economic growth and polarization of wealth. We pursue sustainable growth while protecting the environment and promoting economic prosperity and a warm economy that live well together. Created by LoveENG members, the World Bazaar Cooperative, and Arimal. Practice eco-friendly ASU management while pursuing prosperity and a warm economy where all people live well together. Fourth is peace. There should be no war on the Korean Peninsula again, even though there are difficulties due to North Korea's nuclear weapons and missiles. But we must continue to move on the path of peace and common prosperity. Also, many people are in pain because of the war in Ukraine, and we must continue to make efforts to achieve global peace. A non-governmental organization, collaborated with the Ukrainian Embassy and Orchestra in Korea in 2022 to hold a charity concert to pray for peace in Ukraine and around the world. The fifth is partnership. There is a famous saying, if you want to go short, go alone, and if you want to go far, go together. A non-governmental organization, LoveENG, has signed MOUs for mutual cooperation at home and abroad, and plans to further strengthen partnerships organizations for practical, win-win cooperation in various fields in the future. A non-governmental organization, LoveENG,